Back at Dolphins Stadium outside of Miami, where the weather is absolutely picture perfect. Temperature in the 70s. In Minneapolis, it's 36 degrees.
A little chilly up north.
Wish you were here. But we should have a great day for an important game for both these teams. The Vikings have lost 3 in a row. They were at 4-2 and looking good. Then they ran into the machine-like New England Patriots, who beat them badly. But then came the 49ers. That was a game that they felt they should not have lost, but never got any offense.
No, that's been the problem in the 3-game losing streak. Their offense, especially with the passing game, has been non-existent. And on defense, and we'll see this today, and a big problem for them is they're great at run defense, they're great at getting after people, but third and longs, they've been unable to get off the field in big spots. That's been the problem for them defensively during this slide.
Dolphins receive the opening kickoff. Ryan Longwell to kick it off for Minnesota. We're underway. Wes Welker lets it go in front of him, and it's brought back by Travis Minor, and Minor returns it up to the 27-yard line. Joey Harrington leads the team on the field. He has been playing well. No interceptions last week. 6 touchdowns over the last 5 games. Last week, turnover-free game for him.
Tell you what he's done is he's married that offense to the defense in the way he's playing.
Kendall Jaycox starting for Geno James, who underwent surgery, will be out a couple of weeks. 3 wide receivers to start the game for the Dolphins. Wes Welker is one of them. And here's Ronnie Brown, tripped up in the backfield. It is tough to run against the best run defense in the NFL of the Minnesota Vikings. Ronnie Brown is the leading rusher. Chris Chambers, Marty Booker, dangerous wide receivers, and Randy McMichael, excuse me, is the all-time leading receiver among tight ends in Dolphins history. They go 2 tight ends on 2nd and 11. Justin Peel, number 87, motions and sets, and Harrington checks off. Vikings showed blitz, then they drop back. Brown going outside, turns the corner, connects to Udeza, takes him down, but he gets up to the 32-yard line. Take a look at this Vikings defense, which has been good up front, great against the run, the best, but 26th against the pass. Kevin Williams and Pat Williams, they're the key to the run defense. They're not getting enough pass rush. Napoleon Harris back, nursing a dislocated wrist. He's playing with a soft cast. He missed the last 2 games. The secondary has gotten burned. Fred Smoot missed last week because his half-brother died, and he went to the funeral last week. Really broken up about that. Harrington on 3rd down completes to Chris Chambers at the 40-yard line, a first down. And Chris Chambers has now caught a pass in 57 consecutive games.
You'll see a lot of this with Chris Chambers, split to the wide side of the field and just man coverage as Smoot's back there, and he just got him back on his heels a little bit and then rose him up on his toes, and as soon as he saw him, he broke it off. Was able to get the completion. They're going a little no huddle here, Sam.
Yeah, and they go with 4 wide receivers out of the shotgun. Harrington gets rid of it to Welker, and he gets up to the 48-yard line. Wes Welker has become the real solid possession receiver, and this is 2nd year. And here they go, no huddle again. Derek Hagan, the rookie out of Arizona State, is the 4th wide receiver. Harrington goes outside, and Chambers with the catch at the 45-yard line. Good grab and a great job by Chambers to keep his feet in bounds.
I'll tell you what they're doing is they're taking advantage of what Minnesota has had problems with since that New England game, and that's spreading them out, getting in a shotgun, getting 4 wides, and then letting the quarterback take his shots, and that's exactly what happened. Minnesota tried to rush it. Joey was able to rush it and blitz it. Joey was able to get it off quick enough, and they're in the spread again. They're going to deploy this all game long, I think.
All teams like to be balanced, but this is Miami throwing the ball on every down. Complete to Welker. He takes a hard hit from E.J. Henderson, but he's down to the 38-yard line. And again.
Well, watch Joey just look over the middle here. He's going to look at the umpire, and as soon as the umpire dips, he unloads it to Welker, and then Welker gets unloaded by E.J. Henderson. Joey said he always knows where Wes Welker is going to be.
On 2nd and 4, pressure on Joey Harrington that time as the blitz was on, and he got rid of it in a hurry. It's incomplete. So now the Vikings can take a breath. But here comes an important 3rd and 4 for Joey Harrington and the
Spread
Miami
wide
Dolphins.
open against Sam. Empty back set. You got 5 guys going out for patterns here.
4 wide receivers and the tight end McMichael. The pass complete to Welker again. He's got a first down at the Minnesota 28-yard line. Harrington with a good start is 5 for 6.
And he's just sitting back reading the zone right now. And they're going to send 5 wide. Welker's going to go sit right in this hole in between the linebacker and the safety in the corner. And they've got him bracketed off, but Joey was able to just sit back, read that zone defense, and then squeeze it into a tight spot.
Ray Edwards replaces Pat Williams for Minnesota on the defensive line. That pass is caught by Derek Hagan, and Hagan is out of bounds at the 22-yard line. He picked up 7 on the play. White Smith chased him out.
Clearly a plan by Mike Mularkey and this offensive football team, and Mike's the offensive coordinator, to come out, get in spread, go no huddle, get these guys back on their heels.
Great start for Joey Harrington. Out of the shotgun again, he fires, and it's complete inside the 15-yard line to Randy McMichael. And a first down. There is a flag on the play at about the 25-yard line.
Offside defense, number 95. That penalty is declined. Result of the play, first down.
It's on Kanechi Udeza. So another first down for the Dolphins as they continue to move down the field. A drive that started at their own 27-yard line, now down to the Vikings 14 as Brad Childress, the head coach of the Vikings, looks on. Joey Harrington has never beaten the Minnesota Vikings as a starting quarterback. 0-6 in his years with Detroit. Harrington completes it. McMichael fights his way to the 1-yard line.
They're just having their way with him in the zone. That's all there is to it. Defensively, Minnesota is sitting back in the zone, and Joey, it's just pitch and catch.
And
that's too easy.
The Vikings say we need to stop things.
Timeout, Minnesota.
Vikings call timeout. They need to get their goal line defense in there. The ball's on their 1-yard line. 11 plays for the Dolphins, 9 passes, 2 runs. Harrington 8 for 9. What a start.
And how many different receivers?
4.
Yeah.
Ronnie Brown in the backfield for Miami on 1st and goal. And it's Brown. He dropped the ball. Let's see. Vikings think they have it. And they do. Oh, what a turn of events. The Miami Dolphins were about to go in for a touchdown. Ronnie Brown fumbles. And the Vikings take over. Dwight Smith recovered the fumble for Minnesota.
Yeah, and it was a deal. I don't think Joey Harrington ever got it to Ronnie Brown. I think it slipped out of his hand before he put it in the breadbasket.
Minnesota from their own 4 with Jeff Dugan, the fullback, replacing the injured Tony Richardson. Nice run on first down by Chester Taylor. Takes it out to the 14, and he looks like he's got a first down. Ronaldo Hill on the tackle.
And watch Joey Harrington turn to hand this off. It's like right there, it slips out of his hand right before he gets it into the belly of Ronnie Brown. That's exactly what happened. It's like passing a baton in track. You got to hold it until you know that the guy's definitely got it, and clearly that ball slipped out of Joey's hands before Ronnie Brown was able to clamp down on it with his arms.
3 wide receivers for the Vikings. Bethel Johnson, number 81, is in, along with Troy Williamson and Travis Taylor. And once again, it's Chester Taylor getting off to a good start. The Vikings like to run him early, get him the feel of the game, and he's having an outstanding year for Minnesota. Brad Johnson is the quarterback. He has struggled in recent games. 1 touchdown, 5 interceptions the last 3, and that's the 3-game losing streak. They need him to be on target. It's 2nd and 4, 2 tight ends in. Short drop, and the completion to Travis Taylor. Hard hit by Zach Thomas. But the completion up to the 27-yard line. That's a first down, but there's a flag in the backfield of the Vikings. Jeff Triplett, our
Personal
referee.
foul. Roughing the passer. Number 52 of the defense. 15-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
Bad penalty by Channing Crowder.
A couple of big mistakes here early on, and Miami's talked about self-destruction. Here's Channing Crowder right here, who ends up getting the late roughing the passer on Brad Johnson. That ball was gone. Here's the deal, and a lot of people think that's soft or whatever. Can you avoid forcible contact? That's what it comes down to. And if he could avoid it, keeping his hands off of him, the ref wouldn't have made that call. Clearly, he put his hands on him, and Jeff Triplett saw it and threw it.
Dugan shifted, 2 tight ends in. Taylor with a little cutback, gets up to the 47, maybe the 48-yard line. Picked up 6 on first down. Zach Thomas with the tackle. The offensive line, Steve Hutchinson, a native of Fort Lauderdale. He's got 30 family members here. He's played well in his first year as a Viking. The tackles are very important. Jeff Dugan, as we mentioned, will line up at fullback, line up at tight end a little bit. Chester Taylor, the key running back. Troy Williamson struggled at wide receiver. They threw to him only once last week against Green Bay. Rich Owens is in as a tight end, and he split out to the left side. Off the play fake, the short throw is to Dugan. He bounces off 2 men and gets into Miami territory. A first down at the 45. Jeff Dugan's first catch of the season. He was inactive the first 8 games. Miami on defense, Jeff Skonina replaces the injured Keith Traylor. At tackle, we'll see a lot of Big Daddy Dan Wilkinson in as well. Kevin Carter has never missed a game in the NFL. Zach Thomas, 157th consecutive game for him. Jeremiah Bell, 5th straight start. He's really solidified the safety spot. Jermaine Wiggins shifts into the slot. Play fake by Johnson. Short throw is complete. Down to the 38-yard line to Jermaine Wiggins. 7-yard pickup on first down. So the Vikings have come from their 4-yard line and moved it into Miami territory.
And need to get Wiggins involved. He comes from the backside here and just a little arrow route there to the sideline. Brad was able to find him on the sprint out, and no catches last week for Jermaine Wiggins, which was a big one. I mean, this guy numbers-wise has been one of the most prolific tight ends in the league over the last 3 or 4 seasons.
Here's good news for the Vikings. Marcus Robinson in after missing 3 games. He's out at wide receiver. Chester Taylor thrown for a loss. Good penetration up front. He fought his way back, and he gets down to the 36-yard line. It looked like a loss, but he kept the legs churning.
And you talked about Keith Traylor being out. They'll need more plays like this on the inside from Dan Wilkinson, who you'll see Big Daddy right there, number 95, just playing that front side lead perfectly. Matt Birch got no chance at blocking him front side and gets a nice tackle for loss. Big Daddy can still get it done in small spaces on the inside.
Here's 3rd and 1. The last play, a 2-yard pickup for Chester Taylor. Here's Taylor, big hole, and he's got a first down. Good blocking by the left guard, Steve Hutchinson, opening up the hole. That's a Chester Taylor.
That's a bad fill by Zach Thomas, really, if you ask me, because Zach's got a safety coming in right behind him into the outside gap, and you had the safety and the linebacker, Zach, both filling the gap between the guard and the tackle, and it came right up inside of him.
Ball at the Miami 27. Chester Taylor, 5 carries, 34 yards. Good job running the football. Play fake by Brad Johnson. Pressured, gets rid of it, into the ground, incomplete. Jeff Skonina and Kevin Carter with
in their
pressure.
direction and vicinity of the pass. 2nd down.
All right. As Jeff Triplett explaining why that wasn't intentional grounding. They had a receiver in the vicinity.
There you go.
That's a lot of leeway, the vicinity.
The only way you can throw it away without a receiver in the vicinity as a quarterback in this league is you got to escape the pocket and get outside.
10th play of the drive for the Vikings.
What's new? Don't they do this every week when you talk about their first drives?
Theatric face-on in the backfield. Johnson completes it to Travis Taylor. Inside the 20 to the 19, it'll bring up a 3rd and short. That short stuff working. Johnson with a good start to the game.
He's finding some rhythm, I think, with his receivers, and guys are making plays for him. You'll see here as Troy Williamson comes on inside there, Travis Taylor, excuse me, in a little combination route. That's actually good coverage, and Brad was able to squeeze it in.
3rd and 2 for the Vikings. On the Dolphins 19. The drive started at the Vikings 4. 3 wide receivers. Johnson with time. Throws wide open. Travis Taylor to the 1-yard line, inside the 1. Jeremiah Bell with a tackle, and the Vikings knocking on the door.
And they caught Miami in a blitz here. In Miami, Dom Capers loves to get after it. Channing Crowder right there. Look where it comes behind him. Brad's looking left, and then right back to the right. A little slant route inside, basically just taking advantage of where the blitzing linebacker came from, and then Travis Taylor slid up inside of that voided zone.
Vikings have scored only 1 first-quarter touchdown this season. That was in the opening game of the season. And over the top goes Chester Taylor, touchdown Minnesota. A 96-yard drive by the Vikings after they were just about to be scored on by Miami. They recover the fumble, and they go 96 yards for a touchdown.
And it's clear they're going right over that left side. Steve Hutchinson and Matt Burke both get really good blocks opening up that gap. Didn't even need the lead block of Jeff Dugan as Chester went high and long over the top from about the 3-yard line.
Chester Taylor's 3rd rushing touchdown of the season, the only 3 that the Vikings have. The extra point by Longwell is good. 12 plays, 96 yards, 6 minutes and 19 seconds. That's some good offense by the Vikings. Well, the Minnesota Vikings go 96 yards in 12 plays. Chester Taylor finishes it off. Ryan Longwell kicks off for the 2nd time. And here's Wes Welker from the 7. Nice cut. Welker on an outstanding return up close to the 40-yard line. Spotted at the 39. Brought down by Antoine Winfield. The Dolphins' 2nd possession starts in good field position.
Possible situation here with Wes Welker there getting tended to by the trainers. Watch him here on the run back kickoff return as Antoine Winfield traps and twists his left foot up underneath. So Winfield's going to come flying in here on the tackle. Now keep your eyes on the left foot and leg right there of Wes Welker.
Oh boy.
And he's their #1 receiver on offense now for Joey Harrington, who's got a great feel with Wes throughout this season.
It's a 33-yard return. Harrington checking off. Justin Peel, a tight end who was lined up as a fullback. Now he moves off. Harrington, short drop, and completes it into Vikings territory. Complete to Marty Booker. Joey Harrington, 9 for 10 to start the game. Let's go to the sideline where Mike DePasquale is standing by. Mike.
Hey guys, Dante Culpepper still making news off the field. He's been on the sideline since the 5th game of the season, played in the first 4 games, sacked 21 times. He says that surgically repaired knee, still feeling pain when he pushes off, heart and soul into playing, but not ready yet.
And I know, Mike, he is really upset that he can't play in this game, but his teammates have dedicated the game to him. This is Ronnie Brown fighting his way back to the line of scrimmage. And there's the tape job being done on the left ankle of Wes Welker.
What about the orange pre-wrap?
You like it?
Love it.
Now, what does that do, Tim?
It's for the guys that don't like to have their hair pulled when they take the tape off, Sam.
Is that right?
Yeah. Straight to the skin, brother. That's what you need to do.
Okay.
Now you'd probably be a pre-wrap guy.
Yes, absolutely. you know it. 5 DBs in for Minnesota. Cedric Griffin, the rookie out of Texas, is in. And Brown is taking down Antoine Winfield, blitzing from the outside. Takes down Ronnie Brown for a loss.
It's like he's a little shook up,
Now
Antoine Winfield now.
Winfield being checked out.
He's got to be the best support corner in terms of the run game in the National Football League, period. Whether he's coming on a blitz or he's just coming on his normal force support from the corner, you don't get a lot of things outside or inside of Antoine Winfield.
Antoine Winfield is okay, smiling. Let's take a listen to this hit.
Yeah, he's giving up 50 pounds here. Ronnie Brown's got him by 40 or 50, and he just knifes through there and chops him down.
3rd and 16, have to get inside the Minnesota Vikings 40 for a first down, but a good tackle right there by Roniel Whitaker, who replaced Antoine Winfield. The tackle on Chris Chambers, and there's another injured player, that's Cedric Griffin. The rookie cornerback is down for Minnesota.
Well, you hate to see that. He's really been playing well, too, since he's gotten in the lineup over the last couple of weeks. Cedric Griffin's made some plays.
Well, Wes Welker, after the pre-wrap and the tape job, seems to be ready to come back next time the Dolphins get the ball. Right now, the Dolphins will punt for the first time. Donnie Jones in to punt. Weldy Moore is deep for Minnesota, standing at his 15. Good high punt. Moore backs up, takes it at the 4, and the Dolphins are right there to bury him at the 5-yard line. Outstanding coverage by the Dolphins. 50-yard punt for Donnie Jones, a 1-yard return.
That's a great punt, but Weldy Moore knows better than that. You put your heels on the 10, like all punt returners do, and if it's going to go over your head, you let it go and let it go into the end zone. Now, if they get a great bounce, they keep it in play, great punt. But especially when you see that kind of hang time, because you figure he's backing up, and with that type of hang time, as soon as he gets it, the defenders, the tacklers are going to be right on him. He had no chance to squirt that thing out from the 4-yard line.
So the Vikings' second possession starts at the 5. That's great field position, because the last time it started at the 4. And they went 96 yards. Taylor behind Dugan. And Chester Taylor with another good run gets out across the 10-yard line. And they'll spot it at the 11, a pickup of 6 on first down. Good start to the game for Chester Taylor. Came into the game 7th in the NFL in rushing.
And has really become the bell cow for this football team. And we talked to him yesterday. I said, nice to see you on pace for 300 carries. He says, it's about time. About time someone gave me an opportunity. And he's been playing well. Now, without Tony Richardson in this game, people are, how's he going to play? Well, so far, so good. And said he actually likes it better when he's back here by himself without having to lead back in front of him.
Johnson with a deep drop, being pressured, and he throws it away. Overthrew the nearest receiver, Jermaine Wiggins. Getting back to Chester Taylor, 7 carries for 39 yards today. Gives him 200 carries on the season. That's the second most in a single season by a Vikings running back.
No, he's really playing well. He's the MVP of their offense. You look at the number of catches for Chester Taylor. Obviously, the running yards and where he is. And no, he's played well. And said they moved the ball on everybody, Sam. It's just a matter of shooting themselves in the foot, and they've self-destructed. Too many negative plays, too many penalties early in games.
Jason Allen and Travis Daniels in the secondary for Miami. 6 defensive backs on 3rd and 4 out of the shotgun. Pressure on Johnson. They got him. Down he goes, Bonnie Holiday with a sack. Nobody open. That was good coverage by the Dolphins. Nobody open. And finally, Holiday got there. His 4th sack of the season.
And he's really playing well. Watch Bonnie Holiday here up inside. Just a sacrificial lamb, if you will, as a guy that's always going first on a pass rush stunt. You don't expect that guy to get there. He keeps fighting, breaks through the double team, and gets him a sack.
Chris Cluey with the punt. Wes Welker back on the field. Takes it at the 45. Cuts it upfield and gets to the 45-yard line of the Vikings. A 10-yard return after a 52-yard punt. Don't forget, Thursday, you sit down with a family, you eat turkey, you go in front of the TV set, you watch a great football game. Dallas Cowboys hosting the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Thanksgiving Day, 3:30 Eastern Time, 12:30 Pacific. And for all of you out there, we hope you have a wonderful Thanksgiving. My favorite holiday. Just love it.
Really.
Get the family around, eat, watch football games. Play fake by Harrington. Plenty of time. And he's got a man and completes it for Marty Booker. Knocked out of bounds at the 19. 25-yard pickup. and Harrington had all day.
Had to be in breaking coverage here on this corner route. Someone was confused somewhere, because watch the corner. He's just going to pass him off. Fred Smoot, and there's nobody. You got Dwight Smith, who's going to run deep the half of the field with him, but did not carry him back to the deep flat for that corner route, and that's too easy for Joey Harrington.
And one of the reasons that the Vikings secondary gets eaten up so badly.
This is the end of the first quarter.
Not much pressure on the quarterback. We come to the end of the first quarter. The Vikings lead the Dolphins 7-0.
I only came for 2 days of playing, but every time I come, I always wind up staying. This the type of town I can spend a few days in. Miami, the city that keeps the roof blazing.
Set to start the second quarter. 1st and 10 for the Dolphins on the Vikings 19. Blitz coming. Harrington dropped the ball. It's still loose. And it looks like Joey Harrington recovered his own fumble. Well, Kevin Williams says the Vikings have it. The officials digging down. It's still Miami ball. Nearly another catastrophe.
That's twice we've seen the ball just fall out of his hands. The first time when they were down ready to punch it in, he tried to hand it off to Ronnie Brown, and it falls out. And here's the same thing. It's not like somebody hits Joey Harrington. He's just going to get into his drop. It just slips out of his hand. And let's not blame the footballs either, because the rule in pro football now is each team brings their own 12 balls to the football game. It's not 36 brand new balls out of the box like it's been for the last few years.
Ball back to the 26-yard line. Sammy Morris is in at running back for the Dolphins. 3 wide receivers. It's 2nd and 17 as Harrington works out of the shotgun. Blitz coming. Harrington gets rid of it. Intended for Chris Chambers. Time for an NFL update. Let's go to Los Angeles to Chris Rose.
All right, Sam, consecutive losses to the Lions and Browns has Falcons fans wondering, but how about this play? Michael Vick standing in against the Ravens D and hitting Michael Jenkins. Vick banged up his thumb. We'll keep you posted on that. Atlanta with a 7-0 lead. Back to Sam and Tim.
After a couple of losses, Atlanta needs that game. Thanks very much, Chris. Joey Harrington, 11 for 13, is connected with 5 different receivers. Here's 3rd and long. They have to get to the 9-yard line for a first down. Harrington being blitzed. Too high. Intended for Sammy Morris out of the backfield. He took a hit from Dwight Smith. And the Dolphins will send on the field goal kicking unit.
And I think Mike Tomlin knows the MO of Joey Harrington is just to blitz him. Try to rattle his cage a little bit. And you're going to watch Nap Harris going to come up in here and have Roniel Whitaker come from the outside. Both of these guys are going to end up getting pressure, in particular Harris, who comes unblocked, and Joey just unloads the ball before his receiver could even spin his head around.
This will be a 44-yard field goal try by Olindo Mare. A high snap. Mare gets it away, and the kick is good. The Dolphins get on the board. They almost fumbled it away a second time, but they get 3, and the Vikings lead 7-3. Bend but don't break defense so far for Mike Tomlin and the Vikings.
Yeah, the defensive coordinator's got his guys settling in, and I think that first drive where Miami spread them out, got them back on their heels a little bit, took them just a series or 2 to adjust, and I think now, knowing what he likes to do, and he comes from that whole Tampa 2 thing with Monty Kiffin and all those guys, but loves to blitz and heat up the passer. He certainly did that the last drive.
Olindo Mare's kick is a touchback, 13th touchback of the season for Olindo Mare on kickoffs. That's tied for the league lead. Good, strong leg. And the Vikings, with their 3rd possession of the game, will start from the 20-yard line. They started from their own 4, went 96 yards for a touchdown. They started from the 5 and wound up punting, and this is the 3rd possession for them.
And I think the success of Chester Taylor early in the first quarter certainly neutralized some of that pass rush stuff for what Miami's done off the edges, because McKinney and Marcus Johnson so far, at least in the first quarter, did a good job of protecting the perimeter against those pass rushes.
Taylor slowed down. Good job up front by Kevin Carter. Slowed him down. Big Kevin Carter, who has never missed the game in the NFL. 186 consecutive games he's played. Hasn't missed a start since 2000. He is something.
Extremely durable, and he's lean now. I mean, he's a guy that weight will go up and down just a little bit. Always been a very good player, but You look at him, Bonnie Holiday, some of the other guys on this defensive line. Guys are flying around, and that hard camp is paying off this time of the year. Guys are in great shape.
Another Viking down on the field. Will step out for a moment. Artis Hicks, the right guard, the injured Viking, walked off under his own power, replaced by Jason Whittle. First down Viking, second down and 10 from the 20-yard line. 3 wide receivers in. Johnson completes to Jermaine Wiggins, and he rolls forward to the 29-yard line. Let's go back to the sideline to Mike DePasquale. Mike.
Hey guys, more news about Dante this week. He actually was off the bike and involved in non-contact drills, but he took a shot at the Vikings and Coach Brad Childress when he said, quote, "I wasn't being protected on and off the field" towards the end there in Minnesota.
There is some concern as he continues to rehab his knee that he might not play the rest of the season. That is a possibility now. 3rd and 1, Vikings. Taylor, first down. As he gets up to the 33-yard line. Chester Taylor, 9 carries, 43 yards. Good lead block by Jeff Dugan, who is a tight end switching to fullback with Tony Richardson out.
Yeah, they've gotten the running game going pretty good. You know, just finishing on the Dante Culpepper stuff and watching him on the practice field, and he is moving around better than they say he has been moving around, had his best week. And talking to Mike Mularkey, the offensive coordinator, I said, "Coach, I don't know, but my gut tells me he's probably not going to play the rest of the year." I said, "I'm not sure about that." He goes, "Inactive this week, probably next week, but because honestly, I can't say that Dante will not suit up sometime in December."
Billy McMullen, 3rd wide receiver in motion. And Johnson took off. I don't know if that was a design quarterback draw, but suddenly, after a 2-step drop, Brad decided to take off and got it up to the 38-yard line.
I think he just saw a hole. I think he just saw a hole and said, "I'm going to run with it," because he saw the blitz coming off the edge. See, the blitz is going to come over here, going to create a gap right there. As soon as he sees it, he bails and gets through it and gets himself 5 or 6.
Not a lot of quickness in those legs.
It's year 15, Big Sam.
3 wide receivers for the Vikings on 2nd and 5. Johnson with time, and he completes a good catch, and holding on to it was Travis Taylor as Will Allen had him wrapped up. Taylor gets into Miami territory to the 49. His 4th catch and a pickup of 13 on the play.
Yeah, and you can't throw it or catch it much better than this, because Will Allen is just draped all over him on a crossing route. Just comes in front of it, and that ball just in front of his outstretched arms, and Taylor was able to pull it in. Terrific throw and catch.
So the Vikings twice in 3 possessions, moving the ball well. Jeff Dugan lines up at fullback. Taylor, Chester Taylor, with a 5-yard pickup on first down as he continues his fine start to the game.
And asked Brad Childress yesterday about Jeff Dugan. What are you going to do without Tony Richardson out there? And Tony's been a big part of this offense and lead blocking up in front of Chester Taylor. He says, actually, you know, we've been preparing just in case something like this happened. Jeff Dugan taking a lot of reps in all the mini camps throughout the spring, doing some other stuff. He's actually been down with Eric Bieniemy, the running back coach, for the last 3 weeks, just in case. So they certainly had a contingency plan, and it seems to be working out with a lead blocker in Jeff Dugan.
In all likelihood, Richardson will be IR'd this week. Flags fly, movement on the line. It's going to be a false start on the Vikings.
False start, 72 offense, 5-yard penalty, still 2nd down.
That's on Marcus Johnson, the right tackle. Sets the Vikings back. Bring up a 2nd and 10.
Tell you though, Tony Richardson has been a big part of this offense, even off the field this week. He's made the trip. He's down on the sideline today, just acting as a mentor and a sounding board for Chester Taylor and Jeff Dugan.
2 tight ends in. That's Wiggins in motion. Chester Taylor trying to get outside. Good job by the Dolphins. Kevin Carter chases it down, and maybe a half-yard pickup on the play by Chester Taylor.
Kevin Carter blows through about 3 people here. They can't block him with a tight end, offensive tackle, and then he gets, I think, a guard. Here he is here. So now he's going to blow through one guy. He's going to blow through the guard, and then he's just going to swell up and grab Chester Taylor for a minimal gain and keep him in 3rd and long. That's good stuff.
3rd and 10 at the Dolphins 49, 3 wide receivers in. Weldy Moore in the backfield for the Vikings. Owens shifts. Johnson, short drop, throws incomplete, intended for Marcus Robinson. Kind of a strange drop by Brad Johnson.
Well, I think he's dropping shallow. I think it's just shallow drops, 3-step, because he knows Jason Taylor's coming off the perimeter. Does not want to get back to that 5-step. Watch the guy coming out here in Jason Taylor. Brad's going to hit it now. He needs to throw it. You can't ever double clutch on a slant route like that. He had his guy. Obviously, he didn't like what he saw. He pulled back on it, and then it was really too late to make a play with the ball.
Chris Cooley with his second punt of the game. Wes Welker lets it bounce at the 15, and it rolls to a stop at the 12. There's a flag on the play, couple of flags around midfield. Check out the flags. Dolphins seem to think, yes, it's holding against the Vikings. We can either take the penalty and add it on from the
Add 5
spot
to the spot.
where the spot was,
Push him back.
or make him punt it again. Let's see what Nick Saban wants to do. I think he's going to.
Prior to the kick, holding number 46 in the kicking team. That 10-yard penalty will be assessed from the end of the kick. First down, timeout.
So the Dolphins will go on offense from their own 22, trailing the Minnesota Vikings 7-3. Sam Rosen, Tim Ryan, Mike DePasquale at Dolphin Stadium in South Florida. Glad you're with us for the NFL on Fox. Dolphins have not been able to run the ball. Nobody runs against Minnesota. Minus 11 yards rushing for the Dolphins.
Couple of things. No Geno James at left guard. He's out. Ronnie Brown's dealing with a growing injury. And as you said, Minnesota, as stingy as they are, #1 in run D.
2 tight ends in. Ronnie Brown tries, and the Vikings are there, chasing him down. That's another loss. And they almost ripped the football out of his hands. Kenichi Udeza, number 95, wrapped him up. But the Vikings' run defense has just been awesome.
They've been awesome all year long. They're not even 70 yards on the ground for their opponents. Getting Napoleon Harris back in the mix has been big. And you see the cast on his left hand, dislocated wrist 2 weeks ago. They love his tenacity, and as much as anything, being verbal. And you got to ask Mike Mularkey there and wonder what Mike Mularkey's doing. All the success with the spread attack when they've come out and tried to run it a little bit here in these last couple of drives.
Now they come out 3 wide receivers on 2nd and 16. Harrington, blitz coming. Winfield is picked up. The pass is caught. Marty Booker with a leaping grab up at the 27-yard line. Bring up a 3rd down. Fred Smoot with the tackle.
Listen, if you're not going to get there on the blitz, you got to cover. And this is just a good throw by Joey Harrington. Let's call out bailout throw. Watch Winfield come up in here, number 26, right in Joey Harrington's face, has to throw off his back foot, and is able to find his guy Booker on the in route.
Sammy Morris in the backfield for Miami on 3rd and 4. Ball spotted at the 28-yard line.
Joey's throwing the ball well, Sam.
Yes, he is. Blitz coming from the outside. Harrington wide open. Welker. Welker against Sharper. And he's brought down by Sharper and Antoine Winfield. A big catch and run. Harrington on target. 36-yard pickup on the play.
It's going to be coming right here out of the slot. Little combination. Watch. Yep, there's the pick right there. Did you see Antoine Winfield get picked? Antoine Winfield got picked, which opened up the lane there for Wes Welker, and just real nice dart from Joey Harrington.
And here's that hurry-up spread offense that you like so much. Harrington throws, connects with McMichael. He's got another 1st down at the 26-yard line.
It's the same play that we saw earlier, and Joey getting the ball out of his hands quick. Just running a little slant route with your tight end behind the umpire. Joey threaded the needle. Boy, his confidence the last 3 weeks, sky high compared to what it ever was in Detroit.
It was just short of a 1st down. 2nd, less than a yard. That one is thrown away. There was pressure coming on Harrington, and he pats his chest saying, that's on me. Chambers was short, and it was well overthrown. It's going to be 3rd and less than a yard for the Dolphins.
I think what Joey needs to protect against is not making the big mistake that he did 3 or 4 games ago. And as I said earlier in the game, he's really married up this offense to his defense. Knowing that his defense can play, they're not going to give a bunch of points And certainly if he doesn't go out there and make mistakes and manages the game, he's going to be in every single one of them.
Ronnie Brown is in. 3 wide receivers. Quarterback sneak for a first down by Joey Harrington. Kept it himself. Made sure he protected the ball. And a good push on the offensive line, led by the center, Rex Hadnot.
And they just blew up Spencer Johnson right there. Sam, you get down there and play a little of that one technique outside the center, get the shade between the center and the guard.
That's your job. I'm a skilled performer.
Oh, are you? Okay.
I think so.
you like being on the outside looking in.
That's it. You know, I like that pre-wrap. First down. Play fake to Ronnie Brown. Harrington being rushed. Gets rid of it, incomplete. Pressure. Good pressure by Kanechi Udeza and Ray Edwards.
Those are the 2 guys, that they want to play better, those ends in the pass rush.
They didn't get there, but they made him get rid of the ball.
Quarterback's out of the pocket. Second down.
Watch Edwards there at right end. He's just going to slide up under, and Peel looked like he was looking at the outside linebacker there and just set his guy free. Is that outside the pocket?
Jeff Triplett thought it was. Welker motions. 3 wide receivers. On 2nd and 10, Harrington throws to Marty Booker, wide open. And he's out of bounds for first down at the Vikings 12-yard line. Cedric Griffin, the quarterback, was playing off.
He had a 10, 12-yard cushion right there. Look at this. Booker's going to eat that up in a hurry and then just head for the sideline. In his back pedal, as soon as those hips turn, look at the hips. The hips are turned, his cue to break it off, and the throw is perfectly on time.
First down, Dolphins at the Vikings 12-yard line. Dolphins drives have ended in a fumble, a punt, and last time was a field goal. Chambers in motion. Harrington blitz from the outside, got rid of it. Justin Peel, touchdown! There's a flag on the play, and we'll check it out. It's at the 17-yard line.
Personal foul. Roughing the passer, number 24. Through the shoulder into the helmet of the quarterback. Touchdown. 15-yard penalty to be assessed on the kickoff.
Touchdown stands, first of the season for the tight end, Justin Peel.
Joey is just drilling this blitz. Look, they bring the whole blitz from the front side there. There's the hit on Joey Harrington. But they bring that blitz from the front side, which tells Joey that's where the void is. I'm going there. Napoleon Harris could not get over the top to Justin Peel. Terrific read by the quarterback.
Extra point by Olindo Mare is good. A good offensive possession for the Miami Dolphins. Finished with a tight end, Justin Peel, taking it in. Good day to be at the beach. A better day to be at Dolphin Stadium. Watch some good Sunday football. Olindo Mare sent to kick off. Dolphins have the lead, 10-7. Bethel Johnson is deep. 78-yard drive for the Dolphins. Oh, look at that leg.
Wow, the uprights. Man, it's good. Give him 3. Why not?
The bionic leg of Olindo Mare. That's his 14th touchback of the season.
Year 10 for number 10. I thought the leg is supposed to wear down after all the years in the league.
I don't know. The weather suits him fine down here in South Florida.
And I got to tell you what a weapon that is for the defenders. And guys knowing that more times than not, they're going to go out there and play and make an offense go 80 yards. It's huge for the defensive mentality.
Jason Whittle remains in at right guard for Minnesota, number 65. He's replaced the injured Artis Hicks. We'll get a report for you as soon as we can. Chester Taylor in the backfield, carries on first down. And gets about 3, maybe 4 on the play. Spotted near the 24. Kevin Carter made the tackle for the Dolphins. Brad Childress, former offensive coordinator with the Philadelphia Eagles, first-year head coach of the Minnesota Vikings. has been criticized a little bit at times for being too conservative in his play calling.
Yeah, make plays down the field for him, protect for the quarterback, and it'll look be a whole different story at the end of the football game.
3 tight ends in. Wiggins motions. Taylor carries, stopped him for a loss. Good penetration on the play. Matt Roth, number 98.
Oh, what a play by Matt Roth. Watch him right here and what he does to Steve Hutchinson, the all-pro left guard. He's just going to stand him up, shed him, get rid of him, and get in on the tackle. That is terrific defensive line play versus the run at the point of attack. And Matt Roth is a guy that was a second-round pick, I believe, last year in year number 2. And asked Nick Saban about him. He said, eventually, we really think that guy's going to be a good player, and has always been productive when he's got an opportunity.
Weldy Moore in the backfield. On 3rd down for the Vikings with 3 wide receivers. Taylor with pressure. Weldy Moore taking the swing pass, diving for the 1st down line, and it looks like he may have gotten there. Kevin Carter took him down. Now the spot is all important. Did he get to the 30-yard line? And let's see, will they bring the chains across?
How about we give Brad Childress a little credit for that play call, because I thought it was terrific.
He came up short. Brad Childress doesn't like it. And Brad Johnson indicating they want to know how close it is. It's just short of the 30-yard line.
Jason Taylor, all the boys coming from the front side there, just drops it over the top, and was able with his slot receiver and tight end to wall off the linebackers to give the room to Weldy Moore. That was a terrific play call.
And Brad Childress is challenging the spot because he wants a 1st down on this. Otherwise, it'll be 4th down.
Minnesota is challenging the ruling on the field that foreign progress was short of the line of the game.
The hardest part here will be getting a good angle to show where the ball was when he went out of bounds. So now referee Jeff Triplett will check it out on the challenge. The referee Jeff Triplett looking at the replays. Let's see what we can see here, Tim.
I don't think they're going to get it. I think his right toe was on the white stripe before that ball crossed where the stick is. Watch his right toe.
Right there.
That's
yeah,
out of bounds
right.
before that ball goes over where the red stripe is there for the sticks.
I agree with you.
Now, I think he's a lot shorter than Brad even. I mean, Brad thought it was a 1st down. I don't think it's close. And if anything touches out of bounds, anything, as you know, I mean, it's out of bounds, and it's right at the spot of the ball when it's out of bounds. And I don't think it's, see, out of bounds right there. Is that football up in front of this? Hard to tell from this angle.
Look at the shadow. Look at the shadow.
Yeah.
He's short of that line.
Good call on the shadow. Yeah. And what was it called on the field? It was called short. So I think he'll have a real hard time turning this thing over.
I agree with you.
Nothing clear cut that will allow him to see that Weldy Moore got up there and got past the stick.
Jeff Triplett is coming out for the announcement. His 11th year as an official in the NFL.
After reviewing the play, the ruling on the field stands. Minnesota sharp and timeout.
Timeout charge to Minnesota. They have 1 remaining, and they are just a little short.
Put 25 on the play clock.
He's got his offense. He's keeping his offense out there.
Well, Brad Childress on his own 29.5 is going to go for it. They're half a yard short. They're 6 for 11 on 4th down conversions this season. They're actually just inches away as you look at the nose of the football. Theatric Faison is in and running back.
This is where you hope to get the payoff, the dividend from that fat money offensive line.
3 wide receivers in. Quarterback sneak. He didn't get much. Brad Johnson looking for the push. They're spotting it across the 30-yard line. That'll be a 1st down for Minnesota.
Boy, he gets rocked helmet to helmet by Zach Thomas trying to go over the top through the middle.
So a daring play by the head coach.
Big time. Watch this. Pow. Crown to crown right there. That was, I mean, backed up on your own 30. with what Miami's been doing offensively, moving the ball a little bit.
There's the
Gutsy
man.
call.
Zach Thomas coming in hard with a collision with
The
Brad Johnson.
The 5'10" human muscle from top to bottom.
Chester Taylor. Nice cut, nice run as he broke a couple of tackles. Still going up to the 37-yard line. Picks up 7 on the play. Kevin Carter missed a tackle. Finally, Chester Taylor wrapped up with a nice pickup on first down. Vikings have run the ball well. The one thing that they still cannot do, they can't stretch the field. Cannot throw the deep ball.
We haven't seen one deep ball yet in this football game.
Taylor, 14 carries, 59 yards. Taylor again, straight ahead. Scanina with a big hit. Jeff Scanina filling in for the injured Keith Traylor. Traylor likely to miss a couple of games, and that's a big loss. He's a big run stuffer in the middle
call
of
him
that
the truck.
defensive line.
The truck, Keith Traylor. And not only has he been a run stuffer and a space heater, he's been a real good pass rusher too, has been Traylor. So I don't think they lose a whole bunch in the run game, because I think Scanina's pretty good. Big Daddy Dan Wilkinson, where they miss Keith Traylor, I think the most is getting that gut pressure up in the launch point of the quarterback, where he's been very good all year.
3 wide receivers for the Vikings on 3rd and 3. Blitz coming, they stop the play. Flags fly.
Both start. 65 offense. 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
That's on Jason Whittle, the right guard.
And that's the self-destructive stuff that has been biting these guys all year long, as Brad Childress will tell you. When you have an opportunity of 3rd and marginal, now you're going to get into 3rd and long, which has been almost impossible for this offense this year.
Weldy Moore comes in at running back, 4th penalty of the game for the Vikings. Dolphins players want the crowd to get loud. 3 wide receivers in, McMullen the 3rd. The blitz coming. Johnson dumps it off to Weldy Moore, trying to outrun Zach Thomas. Stiff-armed him, but went out of bounds at the 38-yard line, short of a first down.
This is the 2-minute warning.
Good effort by Zach Thomas. He was blitzing on the play, peeled off and chased Weldy Moore out of bounds. Brad Childress sends on the punting unit as Nick Saban paces the sideline, but his team will get the ball back with some time. Wes Welker is deep. He's 6th in the NFL in punt returns. Had another 10-yarder in this game. He's had at least one 10-yard punt return in 7 of the last 8 games. Chris Kluwe, this is a good punt. Welker at the 14. Spinning. It's up to about the 23-yard line. The Dolphins, with all their timeouts remaining, go on offense after a 48-yard punt and a 9-yard return. Dolphins on first down. Oh! Thrown. The hit was made. Was it a fumble? No. It's ruled an incomplete pass. What a hit on Ronnie Brown out of the backfield by Cedric Griffin.
Well, that's what they like about Cedric Griffin. He brings a real mentality in terms of hitting. When you run a lot of the cover 2, as Mike Tomlin does, you want body rocking corners, pow, that can come up and be good run support and knock that football loose.
And the reason that wasn't a fumble, he never had the ball and made what is called a football move.
2 steps, get both feet on the ground and start making a football move before the ball came out. They call it bang-bang plays in the officiating department. They want them called incomplete.
Draw play to Ronnie Brown, not much. Tough to run against this Minnesota defense. We've said it over and over again. Brown has run for minus yardage in the first half.
I don't know why you want to get conservative here with a minute and a half to go here in the first half. You got all 3 of your timeouts. You've affected this defense with your spread attack. You've got no huddle on 2 series with tremendous success on both of them. And now you're going to come out and play it conservative. And I understand not wanting to give any momentum back to Minnesota, but you got to believe in what you're doing.
Dolphins have minus 13 yards rushing in the first half. Out of the shotgun on 3rd and 8. Harrington with time. Throwing short to Sammy Morris out of the backfield. He's brought down by Cedric Griffin at the 31, and that's it. 3 and out. Minnesota Vikings defense leads the NFL.
Minnesota, their third and final. It'll be a 30-second timeout.
They lead the NFL in 3 and outs. That's number 37 of the season.
Don't agree with that play calling at all. Now you got an opportunity after the punt. Minnesota uses their timeout. They're going to have an opportunity for a run back. B, have at least 2 shots with plays.
Visa halftime report. Kurt Menefee with the boys. Terry, Howie, and Jimmy. They'll look at scores and highlights. The Fox Sports ticker gets you up to date on what your fantasy players are doing. Tim knows his fantasy guy is Joey Harrington's had a huge first half.
I went out on a limb on that one. I wonder if Joey's ever been picked as a fantasy player. Well, by our guys.
Second punt of the game for Donnie Jones. Weldy Moore standing back at his own 24. He's a good return man. He's had a 71-yarder this season. Big, high punt. Great punt by Jones. Moore is wrapped up right away. He wanted to return it, but they were all over him. Sammy Morris got down to make the tackle. 43-yard punt, 1-yard return. Next week, doubleheader week on Fox. Cardinals at the Cowboys. The Cardinals at the Vikings, I should say. Saints and Falcons later on. The Bears at the Patriots. All part of our doubleheader week. It all begins at noon Eastern, 9 Pacific, right here on the NFL on Fox. Good first half for Joey Harrington. You had a look at him. Let's see what Brad Childress does. With no timeouts remaining. 38 seconds on the clock. From the 27. Deep drop. Trying to set up a screen. Nobody open. Brad Johnson running for it and slides at the 32-yard line. And I would think they will probably let the clock run out from here. Brad Johnson, 9 for 12, 79 yards.
Think this defense knew it was a screen? Look at this. Look at all the white jerseys turning and running with it. Brad says, heck with it. I'm just going to take off, front side, and get what I can.
Put it up one more time. Another screen pass. This time a Weldy Moore cutting from one tackle, and then he's stopped at the 40-yard line as the first half comes to an end. Minnesota Vikings.
That is the end of the first half.
Turn things around on Miami. Miami's first possession, they drove down to the 1-yard line, but then fumbled the ball. The Vikings turned it around with a 96-yard drive for a touchdown. But Miami answered back with a field goal by Alindo Mare and a drive of their own. The touchdown pass from Harrington to Justin Peel. That's the halftime. Visa half. Welcome back to Dolphin Stadium in South Florida. Miami Dolphins leading the Minnesota Vikings 10-7. Vikings scored first, finished off a 96-yard drive on a 1-yard over the top by Chester Taylor. But the Dolphins came back and Alindo Mare field goal, and then they finished off a 78-yard drive with a 7-yard pass to the tight end, Justin Peel. We'll be back to start the second half right after these messages and a word from your local Fox station. Welcome back to Dolphin Stadium. Moments away from the start of the second half. Sam Rosen along with Tim Ryan and Mike DePasquale. First half, no running game at all for the Miami Dolphins, so Joey Harrington took it on his shoulders. Your fantasy pick had a great
believe it or
first
not,
half.
Joey has been real good the first half of this football game, and he's done the right things in terms of showing good arm strength. We've seen a lot of the out routes, which really defines the pro arm. We've seen him taking advantage of some busted coverages. We've seen him read the blitz at the right time, as you saw there on the touchdown pass to Peel. He's just done a good job from top to bottom. I think one thing with Miami is they have squandered a couple of opportunities down in the red zone. Minnesota has forced a couple of turnovers, which has really kept them here in this football game.
Harrington 17 for 23, 193 yards, 1 touchdown. On the Minnesota side, their passing game has been short stuff, as we know. Chester Taylor, though, has run the ball real well.
He's done a really good job without the lead back in front of him and Tony Richardson, and we thought that would be a story coming into today, but hey, they've had a contingency plan, putting a tight end back there in Dugan, and Chester Taylor has found some nice creases to the run the football today, right around 4 yards a carry, and has certainly done his part, as he does every week, to keep Minnesota in all the football games.
Let's take a look at some of the numbers in the first half. Rushing, as we told you, Miami minus 13. And their guy, Ronnie Brown, has carried 7 times for minus 8. The Vikings have shown balance in their rushing game, led by Chester Taylor, and the passing has been the short stuff. And there are the fantasy updates. Brad Johnson, 10 for 13, 86 yards. Joey Harrington, we mentioned, real good numbers. No interceptions, 1 fumble in the game. That was on the handoff by Harrington to Ronnie Brown as the Dolphins were trying to march in for a touchdown on the opening possession. Olindo Mare to kick off. He's had 2 touchbacks already. Here's Bethel Johnson. He'll be able to return this one from the 6. Johnson tripped up and falls forward across the 30-yard line. Moments ago, our Mike DePasquale caught up with the head coach of the Miami Dolphins, Nick Saban. Let's catch up on that conversation.
Coach, you're up 10-7, primarily in the arm of Joey Harrington, but minus 13 yards rushing in that first half. That groin injury that Ronnie Brown suffered last week against the Chiefs, a concern for you?
Well, I think we're having trouble blocking him up front. I mean, that's the biggest problem. We're not getting a hat on a hat, and he doesn't have really an opportunity to make any yards. And we need to do a better job in that regard, but we need to keep making some big plays. We squandered 2 opportunities in the red area, and we got to take advantage. This is a good team, and we got to play better in the second half, play better on defense as well.
All right, Coach, good luck in the second half. You know, on defense, he did say that he wants his people to clean and tackle, finish up, stop leaving him on the field.
Thank you, Mike. On the first down play, Brad Johnson hooking up with Bethel Johnson for a 24-yard pickup down to the Miami 45. First catch of the game for Bethel Johnson.
Become a nice little target for Brad Johnson over the last few weeks. They're going to get him on a crossing route here. They're just crossing guys up, and that's exactly what happened. With all that tight coverage that they deploy with their corners and that Nick Saban and Dom Capers loves to do, Brad Childress told us yesterday crossing routes could give them an opportunity to gash these guys through the air a little bit. That was a good illustration of it.
Yeah, Johnson's got that good speed. Jeff Dugan lines up at fullback. The play fake. Johnson with time, and that one's through the hands of Jermaine Wiggins. Brad Johnson getting good protection.
Ooh, that ball had some heat on it. Now, I guarantee you that thing was humming at Jermaine Wiggins when it was coming at him. And as you said, good protection. Wiggs has got to come down with this. He's going to come here, another crossing route. Going to break it off inside in front of the safety, and look at the heat. Whoop! Right through his hands. Usually a very sure-handed pass-catching tight end has been Jermaine Wiggins.
Billy McMullen in for Minnesota as the 3rd wide receiver. Marcus Robinson on the field along with Travis Taylor. You think the end of the route is Chester Taylor getting down close to the 40-yard line. Picked up about 4 on the play. Jeff Sconina in on the tackle. Sconina in his 14th year. You talk about backup veterans. They've got Dan Wilkinson, a 13-year man, and Sconina, a 14-year man. And they're replacing the 15-year man. Keith Trailer.
That's one area in this defense when you look at it. They are aging in that area. And as Nick Saban continues to build this football team on the defensive side of the ball, have to start getting some younger players in over there, because all these guys, for the most part, are in double-digit years.
3rd and a long 6. Have to get to the 34 for a first down. Pressure on Johnson. And he's down. And that was a one-handed tackle by David Bowens. It looked like he hurt his arm on the play as he reached out and grabbed him. Or is it a knee injury?
Looks like he got something twisted up underneath as he tried to grab Brad and yank him down to the ground. He's going to come from the left end spot as David Bowens, right around Marcus Johnson, one of the guys we talked about in the open. Pretty good coverage down the field. And there it is right there as he comes in, is able to corral him, rip him to the ground, and twisted his knee.
Just another day at the beach. Not for David Bowens, though. He walked off under his own power, but limping. Like, what do you think?
It didn't look good. It looked like he hyperextended it. Yeah, we'll take a look at it. Had him found himself in an awkward position.
Good high punt by Chris Kluwe, and a fair catch called for by Wes Welker at the 21-yard line. There's a flag on the play, and we'll check out the flag. It's at the 49 of the Vikings, holding against the Vikings. We'll see if Nick Saban wants the yardage here.
Prior to the kick, holding, number 35 in the kicking team. That 10-yard penalty will be added to the end of the kick. First down.
Another penalty on Minnesota. Kluwe upset.
Here's the injury to David Bowens. Watch as he rips Brad down right there. Look at his knee. He's got his knee straightened out, caught in an awkward position there, and as he grabbed Brad by the back of his jersey and ripped him down, his body weight came right down on his knee, which was locked straight out.
Bowens still being checked out. 5 penalties in the game for the Vikings. Dolphins start from their 31 with 2 tight ends, McMichael and Peel. McMichael motions. Off the play fake. Harrington being rushed. Gets rid of it, and it's caught by Justin Peel. And he's out of bounds up at the 38-yard line. Ben Lieber takes him out. Good pickup on first down of 7 yards.
That's old teammate against old teammate. Lieber and Justin Peel were together 4 or 5 years in San Diego.
Exactly right.
Boy, Joey's doing a good job. That time, Kelechi Udeze right in his face, and Joey never been known, Sam, for those bailout throws off his back foot, but he's been on time with him today versus the blitz.
We met with him on Friday. He seems a lot different from the times we've seen him in Detroit. Came here knowing what his role was. That was to be ready in case Dante Culpepper couldn't go, and that was the case after 4 weeks. And Harrington has played well. Ronnie Brown on first down as David Bowens limps toward the Dolphins locker room. And we'll try to get you an update on David Bowens as soon as we can.
You know, in talking to him the other day, and we covered a lot of their games, Sam, and when he was in Detroit, and he just felt like he was judged on every play, every throw. He just felt like his whole team turned against him last year, said that was extremely difficult to handle, said he's got a new lease on life playing football here in Miami and finally having fun again.
Blitz coming as Napoleon Harris was picked up. Flag on the play, and that pass caught by Chambers. Chambers heading for the end zone, but it may get called back. There's a flag on the play, and I think it's holding against the Dolphins.
Personal foul. Chop block. Up back. Went low and engaged the lineman and a teammate. 15-yard penalty. Still first down.
Big penalty on the Dolphins. Their second of the game. They had only one last week against Kansas City. Wipes out a 58-yard touchdown pass and run.
And watch Justin Peel right here and what he does. Here he is at fullback, and you cannot hit a pass rusher high-low when he's locked in with somebody. And you see right there as Kevin Williams was engaged with Vernon Carey, and Vernon Carey had him up top. Peel took him down low. You cannot high-low guys in the pass game. You can do it in the run game, but when there's a pass rusher, as Kevin Williams is coming in there, Carey puts him down inside. He's got him up top. Peel takes him down low. That's a high-low, easy call for Jeff Triplett that brings back a big-time touchdown. And again, this has been the story for Miami all year long. Self-destruction and hurting themselves at the worst time when they make a huge play.
They had gotten away from that last week with no penalties. They took a lot of penalties against Chicago, but they survived that.
I think a lot of that is what happens when you got a tight end laying back there and playing fullback.
Harrington tried to hit Wes Welker, but he missed.
And Justin Peel is not used to, I don't think, lining up in the backfield and getting up there in pass protection. And again, does he know the rule that you can't high-low in the pass game? He probably should if the coaching staff is getting him prepared, but maybe a guy that's played a little further out on the perimeter away from the football just didn't know what that rule was all about.
As you said on David Bowens, it is a hyperextended knee and questionable return for David Bowens. 2nd and 25. Harrington steps back as he saw blitz coming. 3 wide receivers for Miami. Harrington to Chambers. Bounces off one man and is shoved out of bounds by Darren Sharper up at the 33-yard line.
Sam, Joey has found a rhythm in this offense. And what Joey told us was, unlike the West Coast where he was with Steve Mariucci and Marty Morningweg early on, he said this offense gives him answers. He knows there was too many variables in the West Coast. Should I go here? Should I go there? He said he knows right away, based on the coverage and based on what he's seeing with the protection stuff, where he's going with the football. He's got answers from the coaching stuff.
Cedric Griffin goes off. Looks like a left arm injury. And he's gone to the bench to be checked out. There's 3rd and long. Screen pass to Sammy Morris. And right there, Dwight Smith with a good play. So the penalty is costly to Miami. Wipes out a 58-yard touchdown play, and then the Minnesota defense comes on strong.
Really a good play by Dwight Smith there. They had all the blitzers. Look at all this clog stuff coming up inside. Dwight, you're going to see him fill right here and punch it up inside. He sniffs it out. He's able to corral the running back and get him to the ground. Really well played.
He wasn't late for any meetings this week. Ronnie Jones punt. Mewelde Moore trying to get outside on the return. He does. Moore down the sideline. Picks up a big block. It's out of bounds. Outstanding return by Mewelde Moore to the Miami 43-yard line. And the Vikings are set up in outstanding field position after a 29-yard return by Mewelde Moore. Nice hat. Halloween was 3 weeks ago. Oh, there we go on the other side. Good stuff. Nick Saban. In Saban we trust. His second year as head coach of the Miami Dolphins. But the Vikings start from the Miami 43. Dugan the fullback, Chester Taylor running back, and Brad Johnson checking off. Travis Daniels blitzing from the corner. And they wrap up Chester Taylor, no gain on the play. Good work by the Dolphins defense. Derek Pope with a tackle on that play. Chester Taylor has had a good day. That time Miami was all over. 17 carries, 63 yards. On the other side, Miami has been unable to run the football.
And they haven't even tried. I mean, 8 for -4. And you got to wonder if that groin is now an issue for Ronnie Brown. He's been dealing with that thing for a little while. Only practiced 1 day during the week, so maybe that's partly why, with that Minnesota defense, why he's not getting a lot of the ground.
Blitz from Zach Thomas. He got rid of it to Troy Williamson. They only threw to Williamson once last week, and this is the first time they threw to him in the game today.
It's clear what they've done here and come out in the second half. I think Brad Childress got into the locker room and got with his offensive staff, Darrell Bevell, his offensive coordinator, and scoring. Fellas, what do we do? What do we do to get some success? Clearly, they've decided on crossing routes and drag routes across the back of the defense, because they've come out here in this third quarter, and their 3 big plays with the pass have all been the crossing patterns up in front of those linebackers.
1st and 10 for the Vikings at the 30. Taylor straight ahead, bounces off one man, gets a yard on the play. Injury updates. Artis Hicks went out with an ankle injury. The right guard of the, left ankle injury. The right guard of the Minnesota Vikings, and he has not come back. Jason Whittle has remained in the game. Cedric Griffin, the quarterback, the rookie, went out with a shoulder injury, and his return is questionable. 2nd and 9 for the Vikings, who trail by 3, but they're in scoring position here. Chester Taylor is split out wide. Empty backfield. Johnson dumps it off to Travis Taylor. It's down to the 20-yard line as he ran into Zach Thomas. Time for a game break, and for that, back to L.A. to Chris Rose.
All right, Sam, this is the first start at quarterback for Jason Campbell for the Redskins, so this will be his first touchdown pass as well. So Chris Cooley and the Redskins have a 10-3 lead over the Bucs. Back to Sam and Tim.
We'll see the Redskins next week at home against Carolina. As Joe Gibbs shaking it up, going to Jason Campbell. Dugan lined up at fullback, the play fake. Again, the dump off to Dugan. And he is taken down inside the 20. They spot it close to the 18. It's a first down.
We've seen consistent blitz from Dom Capers up the gut. Watch Zach Thomas here come up the middle, and Chester Taylor able to get just enough of him on the bottom end, trying to chop him down to buy Brad a little extra time. Brad Johnson, the quarterback, he could deliver it out to Dugan there for the first down.
Second catch of the game for Jeff Dugan. He was inactive the first 8 games of the season. Active but didn't play last week. Here he is today at fullback and has caught a couple of passes.
The more you can do, Sam, you keep a job in the National Football League. Richardson went down the fullback, can all do.
End around. Bethel Johnson Zach Thomas was there, so was Travis Daniels, and he is taken out of bounds. Maybe a pickup of a yard to the 17-yard line. Good job by the Dolphins defense. Zach Thomas stretched it out, allowing Daniels to come up to stop the play.
That's one thing. I mean, talk about, we saw a play earlier with Zach Thomas running Weldy Moore out to the sideline, kept him short of a first down. It's one thing that no one ever talks about with Zach Thomas. That was a running back in high school. He's got tremendous wheels now.
No doubt.
Weighing about 220 pounds, he can get on his horse and run with just about anybody.
Two tight ends in. Richard Owens in motion. Short drop. Nobody there. And that pass was for Jermaine Wiggins, but it's incomplete. Threw it a little behind Wiggins. The safety valve man for Brad Johnson as he started out left and then came back the other way.
It's unusual, Wiggins dropping balls. We've seen two of those today that now he's going to put them in that 3rd and long. They've had big problems at 3rd and long all year. They've had big problems down in the red zone all year with this offense trying to punch it in for touchdowns.
Jason Allen and Traveris Tillman are in at safeties. That's Channing Crowder, the young linebacker, the 2nd-year linebacker out of Florida, has a right hip injury, and his return is questionable. Here's 3rd and long. Johnson being pressured. Throwing toward the end zone. Nobody there. He threw it away.
Quarterback's out of the pocket. 4th down.
So the Vikings drive stalls after they had started in great field position at the Miami 43, and now the field goal kicking unit comes on.
Jason Taylor's been quiet this whole game. He's responsible for this one, though. Bull rushing the right tackle, Marcus Johnson's going to push him right into the lap of the quarterback, forces Brad out. Brad knows once he's got contained, he can't hold it for long because Jason Taylor's going to run him down. He just had to throw it up.
Ryan Longwell, 35-yard field goal is good, and the Vikings have tied the game. So the Vikings take advantage of good field position to put 3 on the board. Backup defensive end David Bowens got wrapped up. I don't know if he used a pre-wrap, but they certainly taped up the ankle again. He's bouncing around and looks like he's maybe good to go.
I think sometimes when we saw his injury where he pulled Brad down on his knee, I think it scares you more than anything. You feel like you heard something pop, and it scares you. You don't want to get up. And he did walk off the football field. He didn't get carted off, so yeah, he's back.
Longwell, line drive, kickoff. Welker watches it go out of bounds, and it went out of bounds before it got to the end zone and the pylon. So the Dolphins will get the ball to 40.
Kicking team. Ball placed to the 40-yard line. 1st down.
So not what Longwell wanted, as the Dolphins get great field position to start. Now we'll get into the Dolphins offense in a moment. Right now they've been made one-dimensional. It's Joey Harrington passing. That's it. Dolphins start from the 40-yard line. Being cheered on. Justin Peele lines up as the 2nd tight end. Ronnie Brown looks for a hole, gets a couple of yards as he goes straight ahead into the heart of that Minnesota run defense, which is the best in the league. Now, Minnesota has made Miami virtually one-dimensional.
Yeah.
Can Miami win playing a one-dimensional game, passing only?
I think in this game, now there's a lot of football left to be played. Was New England able to do it a few weeks ago up in Minnesota, 3 weeks or so ago? I think they got the right plan. I wouldn't even try to run it against Mike Tomlin's run defense right now. I do what I did at the start of the game. Mike Mularkey, spread them out and beat them through the air. You're not going to get much on the ground against the Vikings.
On 2nd and 7, Harrington throws short, completes to Chambers, and he's got a 1st down at the 47-yard line of the Vikings. 5 catches in the game for Chris Chambers.
And this is what they got to do. I mean, Minnesota will run zone defense all day long. You just drop back and let your guy go to the hot spot. Let him go to the free spot in the zone. That's what Chambers does. Joey buys a little bit of time. And look, I mean, the corners, everybody's going to come up and make their breaks. They'll take those 7, 8, 9-yard gains all day long.
Empty backfield, 4 wide receivers in. The blitz coming and the completion to Marty Booker across the 40-yard line to the 39. He picked up about 8 on the play. Dwight Smith took him down. 5 catches in the game for Marty Booker.
Extremely impressed with Joey Harrington and reading this defense again today. That blitz came right in his face from the outside backer. Knew where the open spot was going to be, and like clockwork found this guy. He's got a real rhythm right now.
Udeza came running across the line.
To the quarterback, number 95, defense. 5-yard penalty results in a first down.
So the Dolphins will take that gladly.
He told me he was going to try to get 3 today. 3 sacks, so I guess it's all in the takeoff, all in the get-off. Caught him slipping right there and got him for 5. He's had a few of those this year, a few big spots too, where he's had some offsides that have ended up triggering first downs for the opponent's offense.
He's got to be frustrated. He hasn't had a sack all season. He's a good defensive end. He's done a lot of good things, according to Mike Tomlin, but he has not had a sack. First down at the Vikings 34, 6 penalties for the Vikings in the game. Harrington pass is deflected and bounces incomplete. Ray Edwards, the rookie out of Purdue.
That umpire just got rocked. We've seen this play. Here comes a penalty. They're gonna get one of the defenders for pushing the umpire in the back.
Illegal touching of a forward pass. Number 66 to the offense. 5-yard penalty, still first down.
Well, they're going to get the illegal forward pass. Good thing, because watch the defender right there come up. It looked like Darren Sharper comes up behind the umpire and just hammers him. Watch the umpire right here. He's going to duck, get out of the way. Now watch 42 right there.
Whoa.
Two-hand shiver right to the ground for the umpire.
Excuse me, Mr. Umpire, you're in my way. So that pass actually hit a Minnesota lineman, and therefore an illegal touch. Miami lineman, excuse me. And the Dolphins set back to the 39. It's 1st and 15. Harrington being rushed and completes it. Once again, Marty Booker with a good grab down to the 26-yard line. Boy, Harrington's been on the money with those outside passes.
Because he's got that rhythm that we've been talking about, and his timing is terrific, and knowing where his receivers are going to be when they make their break. And right when Marty Booker makes this break, again, he's got the corner turned around, makes the break, the ball's already on its way. It's what you call that out route that's on time from Joey Harrington. That's the whole key to that play on those timing routes. Quarterback and receiver on the same page, and they have been for most of the afternoon today for Joey and his guys.
And he is connected with 7 different receivers in the game. Last week he hooked up with 8. Harrington throws to Chambers, then that one's broken up. That's a good hit by Fred Smoot, as Chambers had the ball in his hands, and then Smoot with a good hit. And they'll bring up a 3rd down play.
If they keep giving a big cushion like this, they're going to eat it up. And Chambers does it again here. Just put on the stops, put on the brakes. And Smoot coming up, delivering some punishment. That's what Mike Tomlin said, the defensive coordinator, yesterday. If they do start catching stuff underneath, what we've got to do is be physical, punishing tacklers. So the next time they want to get that short stuff, they'll think twice about catching it.
Sammy Morris in the backfield. It's 3rd and about 2.5 for the Dolphins, with 3 wide receivers in. Everybody out. Harrington throws behind Marty Booker. They missed on the timing on that one. And here comes Olindo Mare to try and regain the lead for the Dolphins.
That's what they want. I mean, if they're going to blitz, Mike Tomlin did it again there on Joey Harrington. Make them get rid of it quick and throw it to a flooded zone. And that's what they had. They had that outside zone just flooded with defenders, and I think Joey, once he was going to release it, just got rid of it to where nobody could get it.
John Denny, the long snapper. The kick is good. No, I'm sorry. He missed it. A 44-yard kick by Olindo Mare misses. He's had an inconsistent season, and he showed it there as he pushed it out, hooked it wide. 9 missed field goals for Olindo Mare this season. 5 have been 50 yards or longer. 2 have been blocks, but that was certainly eminently makeable. But he hooked it. Chester Taylor on 1st down gets about a yard, but there's a flag on the play.
Holding defense, number 95. 5 yards added to the end of the run. First down.
Kenichi Udeza
Adding it.
called for the holding.
That's
and
going to be,
a first
actually,
down.
it's on Big Daddy Dan Wilkinson, Sam, over there, because he holds his offensive guard. He holds Steve Hutchinson. Hutchinson's trying to get off to the linebacker, and he just holds him up. 3 years ago, you could do this in pro football. Not anymore.
Thanks for covering it for me on that. I got the wrong defense on the field. First down, Vikings at the 41. Here's Chester Taylor. Gets a couple of yards. They've been keeping him quiet here in the second half thus far.
Here's the penalty on Dan Wilkinson right here. And what's happening is the guard is trying to get off to this next level on the linebacker. You can't hold him up. Right there, he's got to be able to release and get to the next level. And Dan Wilkinson had his hands across the front of his chest plate, holding onto a jersey so he couldn't get to the second level on the linebacker. That's a rule that was instituted in pro football about 3 years ago.
Second down at the 43-yard line. Should be 2nd and 8. Johnson to Wiggins. Pulls his way across midfield, about half a yard short of the first down. Third catch in the game for Jermaine Wiggins.
You got to like the plan by Brad Childress and what he's doing, I think, to neutralize Jason Taylor and Kevin Carter. Jason Taylor has been crazy the last 2 weeks of getting after the quarterback. Just asked Chicago, just asked the team last week in the Kansas City Chiefs. All three-step drop for the most part for Brad Johnson, letting these guys all get upfield so his quarterback doesn't get hit.
Taylor dives for a first down. He just launched as he got near the midfield line. He just exploded over the top, and he dives for a first down.
Pretty good double team up front. Anytime a guy's getting over the top, watch the double team from the right side with Marcus Johnson and Whittle. I mean, they buried the defensive tackle who tried to go low on him, and they just blew him up.
Mike Rosenthal is in at right tackle, replacing Marcus Johnson. Chester Taylor, 21 carries, 73 yards. Here he goes again. Short pickup on first down, pushed back as he got to the 45-yard line. Final minute of the third quarter with the game tied at 10.
Don't think for a minute with this three-game slide that Minnesota does not know how vitally important this game is for the rest of the way here. There's like 10 teams that are alive for this wild card race, and they know. Antoine Winfield, we had a couple of guys tell us, today is their playoff game here in Miami. Really a must-win.
A game they've got to have on second down. Deep drop by Johnson. Pass batted down. Donnie Spragan got up to block it. Bring up a third and long.
Really good job of Donnie Spragan just reading the eyes of the quarterback and getting in the throwing lane. Here he is. Watch him drift to the right, knowing the tight end's coming behind him. Just reads the eyes of the quarterback, and Brad was trying to get it to Jermaine Wiggins behind the linebacker there, and Spragan just a heads-up play, playing the passing lane and getting it back down.
Three wide receivers in for Minnesota. Ewaldi Moore in the backfield. Pressure on. Johnson got rid of it. Dropped by Troy Williamson. We've seen that happen. It was thrown a little behind him to the back shoulder. But again, if you're the number one receiver, if you're supposed to be number one, you've got to make that catch.
They set the blitz. They get exactly what they want. A wide open crossing route for Troy Williamson, and once again loses concentration. It's been at worst times this year, whether it's a deep ball or on a big third down conversion that they have to get. He cannot come down with the big play. The second-year pro, Troy Williamson.
Chris Pluey's fifth punt. Fair catch waved for by Wes Welke, and he takes it. At around the 17-yard line, the Dolphins will take over. And don't forget, tomorrow night, Prison Break continues. What a plot, what action, what drama. 8/7 Central right here on Fox. Only 2 episodes left until the explosive fall finale of Prison Break. It's all new tomorrow right here on Fox. Discretion is advised. Man, that is some show. Now, the Dolphins in the final seconds of the third quarter. Start from the 17 with 2 tight ends. Michael motions. Everybody out. Harrington fires, intercepted by Antoine Winfield. He's heading for the end zone, and he's pulled down at the 2-yard line. Joey Harrington picked off for the first time in the last 2 games. And Antoine Winfield with a huge play. Second turnover of the game for the Dolphins.
I don't think Joey could ever see where he was throwing it. Watch the pass rush by Kevin Williams right up inside. He's going to split the guard in the center. He's going to get in Joey's face. And as he's getting there, I think Joey just says, heck with it. I'm unloading this football, and can't see that there's 2 defenders that have got his receiver bracketed off over there. And Antoine Winfield all day long reading that inside, that in route, and just stepped in front of it and got himself another nice pick. I think that's 3 on the year for him, for Antoine Winfield.
First and goal at the 3. 3 tight ends in for the Vikings. Johnson to throw. Incomplete. Intended for Marcus Robinson. They haven't been able to get him the ball. Ronaldo Hill was covering on the play.
Ronaldo Hill, actually, that was some inadvertent tangling of the feet.
On the previous, no pass interference.
Yeah, that was inadvertent tangling of the feet. That's why they didn't call it. I know all the fans here wanted some pass interference because that ball was in the air when Ronaldo Hill tangled up with Marcus Robinson, but both of them were looking at the football and they just got their feet caught together.
Second and goal for the Vikings. Owens motions, Taylor over the top, and he falls forward short of the goal line. He's about a half-yard out, maybe about a foot out.
That is the end of the 3rd quarter.
The 3rd quarter comes to an end with the Vikings inches away from taking the lead. They'll march down to the other side of the field. When we start the 4th quarter, we're tied at 10. Back in South Florida, 3rd and goal, over the top, Taylor, he's thrown back. What a job by the interior of the Miami Dolphins defense. Oh, they were expecting Taylor to do that launch again, and this time they went up with him.
Look at Zach Thomas right here. You talk about taking out a lead blocker on the isolation play. He literally blows up Dugans right here. Watch Zach right here. Pow! Right under 83. He's got no chance. Now Chester's got to go up over the top. Jeremiah Bell and the other guys are there to clean it up. That's what you call taking that isolation play and sticking it right into the lap of the tailback.
And that takes points away from the Vikings. Instead of a touchdown, they will settle for a field goal. A 19-yard try for Ryan Longwell. That is through. The Vikings have the lead. There's a flag in the end zone. There is a flag on the play, and it may be against Miami. Did they have too many men on the field?
Too many men. Defense. That penalty is declined. Correction. That penalty is declined. The points are good.
Okay, the penalty declined as Brad Childress decides he wants to take the 3 points and a 13-10 lead. Sam Rosen, Tim Ryan, Mike DePasquale at Dolphins Stadium. The Vikings have the lead. They led 7-0, 7-3, then trailed 10-7. Now with 2 field goals by Ryan Longwell, they've regained the lead. And they have scored 10 points off turnovers. Joey Harrington's interception turned into 3 points for the Vikings. And if you're wondering, had Brad Childress accepted the penalty, it would have moved the ball about 18 inches away from the goal line. It would have had to go for it. Instead, he took the 3 points. Short kickoff by Longwell. Welker on the return. And he is brought down on a good ankle tackle by Rod Davis at the 27. Well, take a look. That was a fumble at the 1-yard line by the Dolphins after the first possession. Turned into a touchdown by the Vikings. Then the Dolphins came back. Got a field goal from Murray. Touchdown to Justin Fields. And it was Ryan Longwell tying the game. And then his most recent field goal put him in the lead. 19-yarder. And the Vikings with a 13-10 lead.
Expect them to stay with the blitz with Mike Tomlin. They've gotten after Joey Harrington the whole third quarter with it.
They keep trying, but there's nothing there in the run game for the Dolphins.
And you're just not going to run against this group. You don't have one of your top guys in Geno James, and they're just too good up front. I mean, Minnesota, especially on the interior, there's just no running lanes.
-6 yards rushing for the Dolphins. Joey Harrington had played brilliantly up until he threw that interception.
What happened, that's why I said I think Mike Tomlin, the defensive coordinator, will continue to dial up blitzes, because if he's not getting there, Joey has thrown all the short stuff underneath. And they've really eliminated the big play, especially here in the second half defensively.
On 2nd and 10, the play fake. Harrington throwing. He's got Chambers, but he threw it too high. Chambers had a little bit of separation along the sideline, but the pass thrown too high.
And Chambers is their big play guy now. I mean, he's the guy they'd like to get about 15 yards a catch and get a touchdown or two per game, but it hadn't been that way for him this year. I think a lot of it is getting Joey out there and a different quarterback, but I think more than that is they've been so generic in terms of where they line him up. I think everybody knows Chris Chambers, more times than not, is going to be the split inside of the field out wide.
3rd and 10. 3 wide receivers, Sammy Morris in the backfield. Harrington throws, dropped by Wes Welker. The usually sure-handed Wes Welker dropped that one with Antoine Winfield right on him, and Winfield's done a good job today.
Winfield's had a very, very good football game, and again, they just turned the blitz up and made Joey get rid of it quick in tight coverage, and they couldn't come down with the play. That'll be the MO defensively for the rest of this football game for Minnesota if they want to have their success and get out of here with a W.
Weldy Moore is deep to receive Donnie Jones' 4th punt of the game. A 3-and-out series for the Dolphins. Moore on the run. That's a good return. He's knocked out of bounds just short of midfield. He was hit hard, but he's okay. 40-yard punt with a 16-yard return by Weldy Moore. The Vikings have the lead and good field position. Smart Viking fans coming to South Florida when it's 35 degrees in Minneapolis. A good place to be right about now. 70 degrees here. Taylor behind Dugan. As he leaps over one man, he gets just across the midfield stripe. A pickup of 3. Bonnie Holiday, the tackle for the Dolphins. Now the Dolphins defense needs a big stop. Brad Childress has got good field position and wants to put points on the board. Vikings will be home next week to Arizona. The Dolphins have to turn right around and go to Detroit for a game on Thanksgiving Day. Dolphins blitz. It's picked up. Johnson unloads. Complete to Marcus Robinson. Flag on the play. Robinson down to the Dolphins 32. And his first catch as he returns to the lineup after missing the last 3 games with a lower back injury.
Pass interference. Defense number 29. That penalty is declined. The result of the play, first down.
18-yard pickup. Andre Goodman was the man covering.
Another good blitz pickup by Chester Taylor. Watch him get Ronaldo Hill right there. He's going to lock up with him, give Brad some time, give him a throwing lane, and able to get Marcus Robinson, who's a much bigger receiver and has a size advantage certainly over Goodman out there at the corner.
Officially give him 17 yards from the 33. Chester Taylor got the ball. It's loose and Dolphins have it. The Dolphins recover the fumble. First turnover of the game for the Vikings.
Jason Taylor ripped that ball completely out of Chester Taylor. He had no chance. Jason Taylor told us on Friday, he said, I'm always looking to rip the football out. And if I can rip it out and get it, I'm getting in the end zone. Here he doesn't do the latter, but he does the beginning. Look, he's going to reach in there, get both arms on it, and just uppercut that ball out of there. Get his hand on it and just rip at it.
6 forced fumbles this season for Jason Taylor. Jeremiah Bell recovered.
That's huge. That is huge.
And the Dolphins, now can they turn it into points as they start from the 30? 2 tight ends in. Peel and McMichael. Harrington with time. Outside to Peel. And he is upended by Fred Smoot. Time for a game break. Back to L.A. to Chris Rose.
All right, Sam, I don't think anybody in the NFC North is going to catch the Chicago Bears, but I can guarantee nobody's going to catch Mark Bradley on this one. 57 yards. Celebrates a little early, but they're up 10-0, and with the Bears' #1 ranked defense, that's like 1,000-0. Back to Sam and Tim.
Thanks, Chris. Just hoping to stay in the AFC East race, but man, do the Bears look good. Joey Harrington, his best passer rating this season has been in the fourth quarter. The Dolphins need that now. 3 wide receivers in. It's Ronnie Brown on the delay. Broken tackle. Fights his way for a tough 2 yards up to the 35-yard line.
Even the run blitzes are working when they decide to run it. And I don't think Mike Tomlin thought this was going to be a run and turned the blitz on anyway as the defensive coordinator. And E.J. Henderson blitzing out there between the guard or the guard and the offensive tackle got into the backfield. And once he got his hands on Ronnie Brown and made him go sideways, Ronnie really has no burst at that point.
There's a big third down play. 3 wide receivers for the Dolphins on 3rd and 5. Sammy Morris in the backfield for Miami. Harrington pump fake. And it's off the hands, too high for Wes Welker. He was across the first down line, but he couldn't hold on. Antoine Winfield, good coverage on the play.
Good job by Antoine Winfield. Another real good job on the outside by Charles Gordon, who doesn't play much. But since Cedric Griffin was hurt, Gordon was out there. They tried to get him with the double move. He didn't bite on it. So Joey had to come down to the check down, and where Winfield made a good play.
5th punt of the game for Donnie Jones. 3rd 3 and out for the Dolphins. Wobbly kick for Weldy Moore. Nice return. Moore with a good burst gets up to the 40-yard line. Brad Johnson and the Vikings offense back on the field with a 3-point lead. Jamie Mitchell and the rest of the Vikings defense came up with a big stop. Now the Vikings offense starts from the 40-yard line with a 3-point lead. Johnson to put it up. Has plenty of time, waiting, and was looking for Jermaine Wiggins, who was well covered by Donnie Sprague.
They've made a little change up here. They brought Mike Rosenthal in to play right tackle. As you said, Sam, Marcus Johnson, who's actually played pretty good in this game. And we saw the big play by Jason Taylor just on that last drive pulling the ball loose. But for the most part, Marcus Johnson doing a pretty good job. I don't know if he's hurt or if they're just trying to get Rosenthal in there to get a few reps because, as Brad Johnson said coming into this game, he had been mulling around some offensive line changes and getting a little shakeup to get this group across the front playing better collectively.
He's been in for a couple of series now, so it looks like they're going with him, and that was a move that Brad Childress was thinking about earlier in the week. Here's Dugan out of the backfield again, and he's got enough for the first down at midfield. Jeremiah Bell made the tackle on Jeff Dugan, who's done a nice job filling in for Tony Richardson.
And I think Childress has done a good job of calling plays because he's got these guys back on their heels. They're busting coverages. Watch guys right here in this little zone running into each other. Ronaldo Hill is going to run right into his corner or his outside backer, which frees it up for Jeff Dugan. And Jeremiah Bell can't get out there soon enough. They picked each other off there defensively.
Career high for Jeff Dugan. 3 catches, 20 yards. First down, Vikings at midfield. 3 wide receivers. Billy McMullen in. Blitz coming. Chester Taylor is stopped at the line. He dropped the ball. And it's being returned. And it's Ronaldo Hill. Touchdown. Second fumble of the game for Chester Taylor, and this time the Dolphins cash in.
Looks like Matt Roth is the guy that knocks it out from Chester Taylor. You see 98 flashing to your screen there. Looked like he and Donnie Sprague both in on that. Couldn't tell who popped it out, but certainly it looked like it was on the ground before Chester Taylor. Knees were down on the field.
48-yard fumble return by Ronaldo Hill. Lindomare's kick is good, and the Dolphins have regained the lead. Chester Taylor has turned it over twice. This time a big return for Miami. They've got the lead.
I know the breakdown. Everything is gonna shake now someday. I know the breakdown. Tell me again, am I awake now? Maybe you can find the reason that no one else is living this way.
Ronaldo Hill with his second career touchdown, his first with a fumble recovery. Former Arizona Cardinal picking up the fumble by Chester Taylor and turning it into 7 points for the Dolphins. Bethel Johnson on the return for Minnesota. Breaks through the first wave and keeps going, churning away across the 30-yard line. 30-yard return for Bethel Johnson.
I told you what Nick Saban said about Matt Roth, the second-year player. Watch him here. When this guy's in here, he makes plays. Watch what he does to Jason Whittle, the right guard. He's just going to stand him up, throw him to the ground. Now, as any good D lineman would do, get right back into his gap, get up on the running back, try to get him behind the line of scrimmage. Unfortunately, was able to knock that football out in the process of playing really good run defense.
Chester Taylor, who's had a good game with 5 catches, 27 carries, 79 yards rushing. Johnson throwing short. And that one complete to Travis Taylor, his 6th catch of the game. Jeremiah Bell covering on the play, 3-yard pickup. A lot of time remaining. But now it's the Vikings who have to come from behind again.
Look at what they've done to him in the second half in the rushing yards and knocking it loose. So as much as Minnesota defensively wanted to blitz and get after Harrington, obviously the ambition for Miami on defense was to get Chester Taylor down and knock it out.
Johnson overthrows Marcus Robinson. And that'll bring up a 3rd down and 7. Travis Daniels covering Marcus Robinson on the play. So a good defensive adjustment by the Dolphins. Nick Saban, as they have found a way to shut down Chester Taylor and force him into 2 fumbles.
And you know, they've done it for the better part of this second half without Channing Crowder. He's been out of this game. They've had Derek Pope in there, the backup, and he's played well. He's had a couple of nice plays in the second half.
6 defensive backs for the Dolphins, 3 wideouts for Minnesota. Johnson throwing short. The catch made by Travis Taylor, but he's short of the 1st down. He's a yard short at the 39.
How many times have we seen this by this Minnesota offense throughout the year when they get in a big 3rd down, when they got to get a 1st down, the receivers don't take it past the sticks. Here's the sticks right here, and watch, they're just going to break it off. Travis Taylor in front of the sticks. Got a backer right behind him. That's got no chance.
Well, they're going for it now on 4th and 1. With Chester Taylor in, no.
Timeout. Minnesota, they're first.
Brad Johnson calls a timeout. They'll talk things over with the head man on a 4th and 1. Tuesday night at 9, 8 Central. Watch the Emmy Award-winning smash hit House, all new, at its new time. That's Tuesday, 9, 8 Central, right here on Fox. Viewer discretion is advised.
Sam, I think they got a punt. I think there's just too much time left. As good as your defense has played this second half, 3 and out, 3 and out, and we've seen some good examples of that defense. I think you got to punt it away and trust your defense here. If for some reason you don't get it, your running game has been shut down, now you got your backs against the wall, and I kick it.
And they are doing exactly that. Brad Childress thought it over, pulls the offensive unit off, and sends out the punting unit. So in the heat of the moment, Brad Childress wanted to go for it, then pulled back. 8:05 on the clock. And Chris Cluey will kick it away, his 6th punt of the game. Wes Welker is deep for Miami. That's a good kick. Fair catch, Wade 4. Welker takes it at the 23-yard line. forget, Thursday, we've got more football action coming your way. The Dallas Cowboys hosting the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. It all begins at 3:30 Eastern, 12:30 Pacific. Spend your Thanksgiving afternoon and evening with us.
I'll be on turkey sandwiches by the second game.
On sandwiches?
Oh yeah.
Oh. I'll be on, let's see, sweet potato pie, maybe some apple pie right after that, and maybe a turkey leg.
Double up on
dessert with turkey leg. Dolphins from the 23. Harrington out of the shotgun. He throws. It may have been tipped at the line of scrimmage. And one thing, here's the situation with Miami. They have the 4-point lead, but they can't run the ball. They can't run against this Minnesota run defense, so they're throwing the ball.
You know how many yards they have rushing today?
-4.
Yeah.
So their lowest total in franchise history in a game is 14. They're at -4. 3 wide receivers in. Harrington puts it up. McMichael gets up to the 29-yard line. He'll bring up a third and about 4, maybe a little less than 4.
And McMichael's had a quiet game today, but he's a good player. You turn on the film and watch this guy play. He's very, very complete. That's his 4th catch of the day. But and I'm talking to Mike Mularkey and some of the other guys when they got here. They said we knew he was a receiver, but did not know he was such a good blocker. And he really is solid in the blocking game here at the point of attack. And no yards today, but I've been impressed with the way Randy McMichael Sam has played all year long for him.
Ray Edwards in for Pat Williams on the defensive line for Minnesota on 3rd down. Harrington throws, and Chambers holds on. Good grab, and he held on after the hit by Kanechi Udeza. 1st down, Dolphins. Up at the 39-yard line.
And again, Joey with the blitz coming up in his face. Udeza's going to drop right here to the middle. Joey unloads it to his guy a little bit behind Chambers, and then he hangs on to it, taking a big hit from the backside from the defensive end. Joey all day long, blitz or no blitz, he hasn't panicked. In those numbers, you can see he's had a nice day.
2 tight ends in. Peel moves over. McMichael is there. Ronnie Brown in the backfield. Brown carrying, and he gets about a yard. That's the story of the Miami running game. This Minnesota team has not given up 100 yards to a team in a game. They haven't given up anything. They average 66 yards running given up per game.
No, they've done it all year long. It all starts with the big fellas inside, Kevin Williams and Pat Williams. You just don't move them. And Kevin right there is arguably, top 3 defensive tackle in the game in terms of being a complete player versus the run and the pass. You're not going to get a lot of running lanes up in here on this Minnesota team.
4 wide receivers for Miami. Harrington throws. That one is too high. Booker, the intended receiver, and Gordon was covering on the play. Fewest rush yards in the game, 2 times. The last time in 1999 at Denver, 14. And today, that may be an all-time low.
Joey needs to break the pocket and scramble for about 17 so they can at least get there.
3rd and 9. Sammy Morris in the backfield. Now Harrington has to come up with something to maintain possession. There's pressure, and the pass incomplete. Good catch along the sideline by Nick Saban. Good hands by the head coach. I thought he was a defensive specialist. There's a flag down at the 44-yard line.
It's pass interference over on the side, and I think it's going to be on offense on Chris Chambers. He took Charles Gordon and just threw him to the ground.
Prior to the pass interference, number 86 for the offense. That penalty is declined. 4th down.
They call it on Marty Booker.
Marty Booker, yeah, on the receiver over there, but he was trying to gather some inside leverage on Charles Gordon. Charles Gordon's got the inside. Booker's trying to take it from him, and watch what he does. Just chucks him to the side there, and that's what they called on.
Donnie Jones with his 6th punt of the game. The end over end kick. Mewelde Moore juggles, holds on, and is wrapped up just across the 25-yard line. 6-yard return. Don't forget, NFL doubleheader on Fox next Sunday. The Vikings will be home against the Arizona Cardinals. That'll be one of the early games. Also New Orleans at Atlanta. And then the second game of the doubleheader. We bring you the Chicago Bears and the New England Patriots.
Yeah.
You like that?
It's going to be a super matchup.
All begins at noon Eastern, 9 Pacific, right here on Fox.
Tell you the team that I'm thinking about a little bit in the NFC right now is the Dallas Cowboys. I know they've lost
big game today.
A huge game against Indianapolis, but I think they're extremely talented. They'll go about as far as they want to.
Now this is up to the Vikings offense from the 26. Brad Johnson throws short. Travis Taylor dives for the sideline and gets out of bounds at the 29, just short of the 30-yard line. His 8th catch of the game. A career high for Travis Taylor. They spot the ball just short of the 30-yard line. And again, one of the missing ingredients in this Minnesota offense is the deep threat. It just isn't there. Dolphins show blitz. It's coming. It's picked up. Johnson throws to Wiggins. First down. Vikings at the 39. Good grab by Jermaine Wiggins, and Jason Allen, the safety, took him down, the rookie out of Tennessee. 4 catches for Wiggins.
Watch Brad Johnson get a blitz pickup here in his own mind, because Zach Thomas is going to come unblocked right in the A gap between the center and the guard. Or excuse me, the B gap between the guard and the center. Brad knows he's coming, knows where his hot read is going to be in the out route there by Jermaine Wiggins, and the hot route, of course, is the certain route that's going to be open versus a blitz. That's something he picked up in the film room, executed it perfectly.
3 wide receivers. Mewelde Moore in the backfield. Everybody out. Johnson completes it to Wiggins. First down in Dolphins territory at the 47. Now Wiggins becomes a primary target. 14-yard pickup. Jeremiah Bell made the tackle. 4 minutes to go. And the Vikings must take it to the house to get the lead.
What have they scored? How many touchdowns in the last 10 games? 9 or 10? Not a lot.
Not many. They have 2 timeouts remaining. Chester Taylor back in at running back. Screen pass intercepted by Jason Taylor. Taylor on the return. He needs a block on Brad Johnson. Touchdown! Second touchdown of the season for Jason Taylor. He did it against the Bears. He does it against the Vikings.
How smart is Jason Taylor and savvy, knowing he's got all his blitzers coming up inside of him, recognizes screen, gets right in the throwing lane. Looks like he did against Chicago a couple of weeks ago. Pick 6.
Protect the football. The Vikings haven't done it in the second half. 3 turnovers, 4 turnovers. Couple of fumbles by Chester Taylor, couple of interceptions thrown by Brad Johnson. Murray's kick is good, and the Dolphins lead by 11 points, 24-13.
Just a true veteran play, knowing with the blitz that Brad Johnson is going to have to unload it. Here he is here, going to come up. Here's the blitz coming in front of him. Now, as soon as he realizes that Chester Taylor's trying to get out on the screen, falls back into the throwing lane, and just makes it look so easy. That's playground football. That's the beauty of all that right there, is he's out there just playing football. He's not thinking, oh, little screen, got the blitz coming up, I'm going to get right in the drop into the throwing lane. And as he's told us many times and told us on Friday, he gets the ball in his hands, forget about it. He's thinking touchdown the whole way. And Sam, I think he's done it better than anybody.
Unbelievable. Jason Taylor, 7 career touchdowns, 2 with interceptions, 3 turnovers for Minnesota here in the second half. This was in Chicago a couple of weeks ago. In a game in which turnovers, there were 6 turnovers forced by Miami in the game, and Jason Taylor picked off Rex Grossman and took it in for a touchdown.
I got an idea.
Yeah.
Why don't we both, after the game today, go get some ozone treatments? Huh? Isn't that what this guy's doing?
That's what he loves. That's what he does to keep his body strong. Zach Thomas likes the hyperbaric chamber, and he goes for the ozone treatment as Jason Taylor. Bethel Johnson on the return for Minnesota. They need something big, but he got tripped up. Falls forward to the 24-yard line. And now the Vikings need 2 scores. And there's not much time to get them. The defense has done it for Miami. 2 fumble recoveries, 1 interception.
Completely different defense in the second half of this game. Turning up the blitz on Brad Johnson. And all of it, of course, started with shutting down the run game with Chester Taylor in the second half. That's what they've done best, which has allowed them to force some 3rd and longs and then bring the pressure. And then, because of that pressure package, you can end up making plays like that.
6 defensive backs in for the Dolphins. Taylor stays on the sideline to catch his breath. That pass to Wiggins is a great catch. A one-handed grab by Jermaine Wiggins. Up to the 45-yard line, picked up 21. 6 catches in the game for Jermaine Wiggins. The Vikings need a score in a hurry. Johnson pressured. And he's tripped up as he gets up near midfield. Kevin Carter with a tackle. As we wind down toward the 2-minute warning. Minnesota with 2 timeouts remaining. Weldy Moore in the backfield.
This is where having no confidence in your deep ball hurts you.
Pass incomplete. Intended for Jermaine Wiggins, brings up a 3rd down.
And you have to wonder, their inability to quick stride all year long, where's their confidence level right now, knowing with 2 minutes to go here, they've got to punch one in and then get the ball back. Can't imagine those guys in purple are overflowing with confidence right now that they're going to punch this thing in.
Here is 3rd and 6. As Johnson works out of the shotgun. Everybody out. Here comes Taylor. Ball's loose again. And it's recovered. Recovered by Rich Owens, the tight end, as Jason Taylor just came in untouched.
Well, we talk about get off for a defensive lineman anticipating the snap count as everything. He beat Richard Owens off the football. Richard Owens was not out of his stance. Jason Taylor was already in the second step of his get off.
This is the 2-minute warning.
9th sack of the season for Jason Taylor. He's taken over the game. Minnesota Vikings are facing a 4th down with 2 minutes remaining.
See Jason Taylor up out of his stance before Richard Owens even thought he heard the snap count. I mean, offensive guys, they know the count. That's their advantage. Jason Taylor had 3 steps before Owens even got out of his stance.
They have to get to the Miami 45 for a 1st down. Johnson, short, Williamson, and a 1st down. We welcome those of you who've been watching the Chicago Bears and the New York Jets. Sam Rosen, Tim Ryan, Mike DePasquale here at Dolphin Stadium in Miami, where the Miami Dolphins led by 2 defensive touchdowns. Fumble recovery by Ronaldo Hill, ran it back 48 yards, and then an interception and touchdown by Jason Taylor that turned the game around and lead the Minnesota Vikings 24-13. Brad Johnson goes out of bounds at the 30-yard line. And for those of you around the country joining us right now, we welcome you to Miami. The Dolphins looking for their 3rd win in a row, leading the Minnesota Vikings, who are in danger of losing their 4th in a row. With 1:24 remaining, the Dolphins with 2 defensive touchdowns in the second half by Ronaldo Hill and Jason Taylor. Lead it 24-13. Brad Johnson, nobody open. Now he throws for the end zone deep, and it's overthrown. Billy McCullen was double covered by Ronaldo Hill and Andre Goodman. This game went back and forth. Minnesota grabbed a 7-0 lead when they forced a Miami fumble at the Minnesota 1. Recovered at the 4. They marched 96 yards, took a 7-0 lead. Then Miami came back. A field goal by Olindo Mare, then a 78-yard drive and a touchdown from Joey Harrington to Justin Peel. It was 10-7. The Vikings grabbed the lead with 2 field goals at 13-10, and then the 2 defensive touchdowns here in the second half. Johnson going short to Mewelde Moore at the 25. Short of a first down. And this will bring up another 4th down play for the Vikings.
Jason Taylor has taken this game over in the 4th quarter.
Yes, sir.
He really has. And not only by his defensive touchdown, we've seen him get good pressure on Brad Johnson here in the second half of this football game. He really has forced the issue on this Minnesota offense.
4th and 2. Mewelde Moore gets the first down and keeps the Vikings' hopes alive. But they are running short on time. Moore goes down to the 11-yard line.
Timeout, Minnesota. Their second. It's a 30-second timeout.
Vikings have 1 timeout remaining. There's Jason Taylor. Nick Saban was letting him have it on the sideline, yelling at him in the first half. They felt they weren't playing up to their expectations. Jason Taylor came alive in the second half. He was the man who stood up and said, we're dedicating this game to Dante Culpepper, who can't play against his former team because he's out with an injury.
And if you watch Jason Taylor, not just today, but over the last 3 games, he's been as dominant as Julius Peppers as a defensive lineman in pro football. He's just been unstoppable, bottom line, versus both the run and the pass, and then making plays and bringing him back for his football team.
And we welcome those of you who watch the Washington Redskins and Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Welcome to Miami, where the Dolphins lead the Vikings 24-13. Vikings have a first down at the Miami 11. Johnson throwing incomplete. If you've just joined us, we check out the game summary. Miami has been held to -3 yards rushing by the best run defense in the NFL. Turnovers have become a big factor. Here in the second half, the Vikings turned it over 3 times. 2 fumbles by Chester Taylor that were turned into points. 1 was a touchdown return by Ronaldo Hill, and then the interception by Jason Taylor for a touchdown.
And Jason Taylor, one of the fumbles by Chester Taylor, he ripped it out. Not only did he get the touchdown, but he ripped out a fumble earlier that ended up being recovered.
On second down, Johnson's pass deflected by Jason Taylor once again, and it falls incomplete. And we welcome everybody around the country to Miami.
We're all here.
And we're having a good day. Sam Rosen, Tim Ryan, Mike DePasquale, 25 seconds remaining. The Miami Dolphins, led by their defense. Joey Harrington had a good first half. Overall, 26 for 42, 254 yards and 1 touchdown. He did throw an interception. But the Miami defense has won this game for the Dolphins. And that pass is incomplete. And that'll bring up a 4th down for Miami. And we invite you to stay tuned following the conclusion of this game for the AT&T post-game show, where the guys in the studio, Kurt Menefee, Terry Bradshaw, Howie Long, Jimmy Johnson, will cover all the games with scores and highlights. Jim Tressel interview as Ohio State has earned a spot
in last night
in the BCS championship game. Mewelde Moore in the backfield. They've got to get to the 1-yard line for a first down. Johnson is hit. Got it to Mewelde Moore. He fights his way down close to a first down. He may have gotten the first down. That's a great effort by Mewelde Moore.
Timeout, Minnesota. Their third and final. It'll be a 3-second timeout.
That is a first down inside the 1 yard line.
That's just strength by your quarterback. And then Mwelde Moore. How about wrapping up if you're trying to tackle him? I mean, Zach Thomas wraps up there, but the other two defenders that converged on the play just tried to get knockout shots. Nobody wrapped up and got him down there. He was able to get down and squeeze up for a first down.
But for the Vikings, only 7 seconds remain. Dolphins will play Thursday in Detroit. Thanksgiving Day, it'll be the first game. And then we will have the second game of Thanksgiving Day. Dallas will be home against Tampa Bay. Hope you'll join us on Turkey Day. Minnesota in danger of dropping to 4-6.
And that's brutal. If you looked at their schedule 3 weeks ago, you'd have thought, all right, this team's going to get on a nice little run, get a nice little pad going. I think the combined teams for the month of November were 7-22 with the opponents. Everyone's thinking, all right, Minnesota going to get through these next ones, get ready for a December run. They've dropped the ball big time.
Don't forget, on the AT&T postgame show, the new BCS standings will be revealed.
Lock and load.
Where's USC?
Lock and load.
23-9 over Cal, big fella. 3 tight ends in, but only 7 seconds remaining in the game. And somebody jumped across inside for Miami. Looked like it was Big Dan Wilkinson.
Encroachment, number 95 in the defense. After distance to the goal, still first down.
You can see the look on the face of Nick Saban.
It's also, remember, Miami is able to escape here with a W. This will be 3 in a row for them. They finished last year with 6 straight wins.
They virtually, if they hope to make the playoffs, they've got to win out.
Zach Thomas and the other guys said, why not? We did 6 last year. We'll finish with 10 straight if we can this year.
Johnson still has it. Rolling, looking, throwing, and the pass is ruled incomplete, I believe. Incomplete, juggling it as he went out of bounds.
That's exactly right. That's a good call, because Dugans did not have this under control by the time that left foot stepped on the other side of the pylon out of bounds.
Ronaldo Hill with a touchdown in the game for the Dolphins on the fumble recovery and return. 1 second remaining. The Vikings, it'll be 4 losses in a row. They go to 4-6. The Dolphins, it'll be 3 wins in a row. They go to 4-6. And into the end zone goes Chester Taylor for a touchdown as time has run out.
We must do the try. We must do the try for point.
Time has run out for Joey Harrington. It'll be his first win ever over the Minnesota Vikings as a starting quarterback.
Did he strike you as a different guy in talking to him on Friday? Because he did me, rather than that guy that we saw in Detroit for all those years.
I think he feels a lot more comfortable here. Dante Culpepper still rehabbing his knee after playing the first 4 weeks of the season, but there is the chance he may not play again this season. And Joey Harrington could be the man. Right now, he's number 1, and he's feeling good about things.
Yeah, I think he feels like he's got a new lease on this league. Said for the first time really since college, and he was 25-3 at Oregon, that he's finally enjoying playing football again.
Vikings will be home against Arizona next week, then Chicago the week after. That's it. The touchdown for Minnesota is meaningless, and the final score, the Dolphins beat the Vikings 24. Dolphins beat the Vikings 24-20. It's time for our UPS leaderboard. UPS, what can Brown do for you? Joey Harrington with a good passing game. 26 for 42, 254 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Chester Taylor, 28 carries, 80 yards, but 2 big fumbles. But the defense won it for the Dolphins with 2 returns for touchdowns, 1 by Ronaldo Hill, 1 by Jason Taylor. Our producer was Jeff Gowen, director was Bill Webb, associate director Bob Grossman, broadcast associate Brian Biederman. For Tim Ryan and Mike DePasquale, this is Sam Rosen. The AT&T postgame show is next.